This video contains 10 minutes of SeTi footage with 1-minute segments per sample.
It's just, I'm like the outspoken one, you know. Like, one of your friends is always just clowning it and don't think before you speak. That's how Smokey is. He just say stuff and think about it later, you know. And he gets in a lot of trouble. He got in some trouble with some guys in the neighborhood in South Central. He owed them some money, and I got Craig mixed up with it because he got fired. So it was just on Friday because I found out he got fired. So I'm like, I got my best friend home all day because I don't never work. So I'm like, oh, I'm finna get into some stuff. So they start looking for us and stuff, and man, it's a lot of fun. He don't play. He'll play. Cause I'm like wow. I'm taking Craig to another level because Craig, he's like the good. He works and he does the right stuff. And I don't know where my father is. You know, I'm playing that role, but it's like cool. I'm cool. He likes me, but he don't like me. So it's like he don't want Craig hanging around me, but he don't want me in the house and stuff. You know, growing up, you had a friend, your daddy. Don't have that Wilson ball.
Crazy to think that at one point I was a 12-year-old kid just flipping my board around in my backyard over a piece of wood because it's the only thing I had, like this little firewood log. And then now I'm at a stage where I'm have an opportunity to potentially win the biggest championship in skate. Wrong, you know, prize money, the jewelry, of course, it's all amazing. Yeah, of course. And that, I'm not gonna say that that doesn't excite me, but the real focus is just to be able to look and say, man, I've worked, you know, skated so many years, put so much dedication and passion into this. Look what happened, you know, it's crazy. And it's against guys who I view as the best skateboarders in the whole entire world. Like, that's a great feeling to say that you've done that at least once. I don't know, I wouldn't say it's full-blown momentum, but I don't think it hurts the fact that I just came off 2 wins, you know, helps with your mental confidence.
When I started skateboarding, I don't know, man, that's always been kind of the craziest question to me is because I started skating when I was like, you know, 18 months old, 2 years old, and realizing that I really liked it. I mean, as a little kid, you don't really, but yeah, now it's finally like, damn, we actually have a deadline, like it's actually happening. So, you know, our boy Eric Bragg's been editing his face off trying to get this thing right. So it's good to go, you know, November 28th. It's dropping, it's a real, couldn't even get a hole in it. And I was just like, you guys, we're on to something here. And thank God it turned out to be as awesome as it is. And you know, kids love it everywhere, all around the world. And I couldn't be more thankful. Somewhere around in there, and you know, it's family, Nixon's family, dude. I love it. I would see motocross dudes like fall off and break both their ankles, you know, and it's like, oh, that dude doesn't have insurance. Like, how's he gonna get fixed up? And it was like, I would start donating out of my pocket. Like, I need to help, I wanna help. Like, here's $5 grand, like I hope this does something. And then we just realized.
Someone when I was young with their whole entire head, you know, during summertime. It was done sittings, like it was a collaboration between Mr. Cartoon, Chewy Quintanar, and Bones, written just like Pal Peralta Bones, and it had a Dag Nasty symbol above it, like this hardcore band that I used to really like. I started getting some of the work done on my graphs, but it hurts like hell on my graphs for some. It started to get annoying, maybe like 6 or 7 hours into it, you know. It's not to the point where you'd ever say stop or dare say ouch.
First influence I had was Animal from the Muppets. Introduction to a drummer, you know? And then from there I saw to even like marching guys, you know? I grew up marching and I loved it. So I was kind of influenced by everything. Even beats that were made by drum machines as a kid, you know, inspired me. And I would sit with my sisters, like Janet Jackson records or whatever it was, and I would try to like figure out the drum beats, you know? The CDP for, gosh, a long.
In bathroom, beat up in the hallways, shoved in the lockers, you know, just for, you know, for the most part, man, you know, just being the new kid. It's always been about bragging and boasting, and I'm better than you at this, and I'm better than you at that, and I finally found something that, yeah, this kid over here, you know, he may have more chicks, like he may have better clothes or whatever, but he can't do this like me. You know what I mean? He can't write what I'm writing right now. And it started to feel like, you know, maybe Marshall's getting a little respect. I think that, you know, there was certainly like a rebellious, like youthful rage kind of in me. And there was also, you know, the fact of the the no getting away from fact that I am white, you know, and this is predominantly black music, you know, and people telling me you don't belong, like you're not gonna succeed because you're this color, then you wanna show those people that, you know.
Smashing and moving around so much, and I know real men, I'm not talking about the little boys out there that's trying to put their wee-wee and everything's still moving because they're just excited about it.
Yeah.
I'm talking about real men that's been around the block this season. You get to a point in your manhood where you feel like I'm in the bed with another girl, but yet I still feel lonely. I'm not in the bed physically by myself, so why do I still feel alone? Because you're just caught up in the physical and getting yours off, but you're lonely because there is no connection to the person that you're with.
Yeah.
You don't know them, you don't even know this girl's name. You just smashing, you're in the moment and you're keeping it moving. So at a certain point, you get to a point in your manhood, it's a different season, where you start gravitating towards things and people with meaning. Instead of your life being meaningless and feeling empty, you gravitate towards things that have meaning. Like I say all the time, if it doesn't
hear my own thoughts and to just kind of express whatever I was feeling at the time. And I felt like with this album, I feel like I went back to that 16-year-old girl that was just doing it to September. And I'm just gonna keep writing. My plan is just to write as much as possible, as often as I can, to just constantly be putting music out. So yeah, right now I'm just kind of, when we came out of X Factor, we did these series of like covers, pick a cover that represented her and whatever her musical influences were. And so I chose Lego House and tweeted like incredible. I've always gone to his concerts and we've basically became friends along. I was in the group for about 5 years. And I think that the time just felt right. I just felt it feeling inside yourself that it was time to do something differently. It's always scary when you're doing something for the first time.
I think it was.
Yeah, I mean, I had done a song with my friend Shawn Mendes and also with MGK before, but it was still.
We called them up and they're like, hey, you know, if she wants to try it out, give it a try, and we did, and that's how I'm here. And has been amazing. The coaches, everyone has just welcomed me in as their own, and I'm just so grateful, and this has been just so amazing for me. Amazing, and I don't know, I just look back and still, sometimes I'm just like, wow, that really happened. Wow, like it's really just an amazing feeling.
Do you feel different?
I don't really feel different. I believe my mindset is just a little bit different this time than it was last time. Like now I like to be a little bit more aggressive and attack a skill, but like back then I was like, oh, okay, I don't know, yeah, sure, I'll do it. Now I'm just like, just really aggressive with it.
Already won. How do you stay motivated to try to win the next one?
Just different goals I set for myself, and I stay motivated by just the Olympics. Like that motivates me in general. Like I'm probably sleeping or eating. I like to snack a lot.
Really, you're so tiny.
Yeah, my grandmother would tell you, but.
Minneapolis, grew up in St. Paul, started making music when I was 16. Started at 4 though, singing.
Started at 4?
Yes.
I didn't start making
church.
music until 16.
Didn't start making music like on my own with just my cousin and me. We were both 16 and we made music in my room. And then I found out about MySpace through a cousin of mine who threatened me because I didn't have a social network. And I made it and uploaded music, I think this was like late 06. And the plays.
You got MySpace in 06?
Yeah.
Wasn't MySpace pretty much done in 06?
No.
Oh.
Trust me.
Okay.
I made it hot.
Okay. Are you still on MySpace?
I am. I'll always be on MySpace. I'm sorry.
All right. See, I refuse to get a Facebook. I have the Twitter.
Really?
I'm trying to do that. I don't know why.
That was how I was. That's how I was too.
But I still have a
But
MySpace and have it logged in.
In love with everything. I'm not biased.
I like it.
But by late 07, after I did a Keisha Cole tour, I was like 17, right?
Okay.
Did a Keisha Cole tour, and
a few songs that we had on the original track, on the original set list, for the 7/7 tour.
Yeah.
And I took some off for that very reason. Not that I'm sick of performing it, it's just a little more intimate. These settings, these venues, which are really secret locations at this point. And I want it to be really more like fan favorites. Like they're, not just the hits.
Right.
And some of my favorites too.
So you're resting some until the next.
Yes, and then the next, we just have to wipe out a whole bunch because we have so many new records that I
Right.
can't wait for my fans to hear on real. I don't know. That's a lot of people to even think or even imagine what it looks like all together. So it's hard to even grasp hold of that idea. But